Alright, so I didn't really come prepared for an MTE or a mountain training exercise. I really was just trying to find a spot to zero the AKs. I put a new optics mount on the Wassr, and I have an old Zostava M90 pistol that I haven't really shot a whole lot in the last few years. So I'm just coming out to reconfirm zero, make sure everything's still good. I know it works. I did shoot it for function a couple weeks ago, but it's been years since I've shot it for accuracy or to confirm zero. But yeah, I'm not really prepared for a mountain training exercise. I got sweatpants on right now. And I mean, I guess in all reality, it's always perfect time for an MTE, because you never know when you're gonna have to head for the mountains, right? If you're out and about and you're in your lazy clothes, you know, you might be in your Homer Simpson donut shirt, and you might have to head for the mountains. So yeah, I got all that, but I didn't even really come with a whole lot of water. I have like a canteen, so I'm not really prepared. But I wanted to show this little spot off. I think this might be a perfect spot for a mountain training exercise here in the future, to come camp with the homies. It's a nice little spot right here. I'll go ahead and turn the camera around and show you guys. But we're pretty secluded out here, pretty much right on the mountains. I mean, they're right there. So that's, I mean, they're definitely within walking distance. And right now probably would be a good time too, being that it's cooler out. Snakes aren't necessarily in hibernation, but they go into this state once the temperature drops below like 60 or something. Where they're really, you know, laggish and not doing a whole lot. So right now it would be a good time, even with snakes. Mountain lions, I'm not too sure. I'm sure there are some out here, which is actually another thing I didn't even think about. I should probably be keeping an eye out. I know there are mountain lions up in these mountains, confirmed from co-workers that are mountain bikers and whatnot. And I mean, just, oh man, I'm gonna have to turn this around. Just look at that, man. Let's see if I can zoom in here a little bit. Just look at that, man. There's gotta be all kinds of shit up there. And I'm actually gonna pan it around too, just to show the rest of these mountains. Just look at all that. Beautiful. So yeah, anyway, just take a look at this little spot I found. There's a little trail coming up from here. It's always hard to tell how steep hills are on camera, but that's pretty steep right there. There's another trail coming from over there. That one's not so steep. It actually looks flat on camera. By the way, I hope the dead cat on top of my microphone is helping a little bit. It's pretty windy out, so. Oh, look, there's a Jeep right there. So I can zoom in on him. But yeah, so pretty good spot up here. Nice open area. This would be a good spot to put a couple of tents. So yeah, anyway, the Jeep's leaving now. It's like a guy and his son or something. Or they were just some gay lovers, who knows. Anyway, yeah, I like this spot a lot. This might be the future spot of an MTE. And I was thinking about setting my target up out there, 25 yards out. It's actually surprisingly, 25 yards is a really good zero on an AK. But I think I actually may continue on up through here. This is actually where the Jeep came from. So we're gonna maybe head out that way. I am actually hearing some gunshots from over there somewhere. It's always hard to tell too with the mountain, you know, and all the hills and stuff. I mean, stuff echoes and, you know, sound waves and bouncing and shit. But yeah, I think I might take the Xterra up through here, see where that leads me. It'll take me to the other side of the mountain. Maybe there'll be a nice spot there to shoot. Overall, not a bad spot. I've seen 2 people right here. Saw that mountain biker. I don't know if I got that on camera, but got a mountain biker and this guy in the Jeep. So, and it is middle of the day on a Sunday. So, yeah, I don't know if this is a super popular spot. Seems like it so far. Need to keep hunting for more secluded areas. All right, so this is about a minute up the trail here. Found a nice little spot. Got some mountains over here, and I got some mountains over here. Although I'm getting some pretty weird vibes from this mountain right here. There's just so many little crevices and cracks and stuff that one could be looking at me through. I don't know, just some weird vibes here. So anyway, there's a bunch of broken glass right here, which tells me that people use this as a little shooting spot. Kind of unfortunate that people do litter. Kind of went on a little bit of a rant on my last mountain training exercise. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set my target up over there. I'm gonna measure out 25 yards. Ooh man, that wind is atrocious. But anyway, I got a little apparatus that'll bolt or slide into my little receiver there. Gives me a nice little shooting stand, and I can sit on my AutoZone bucket there. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up. It's pretty windy, so I may not keep all the audio on a lot of this. Might have to do a voiceover, but we'll see when we get back and get to editing. I'm gonna go ahead and measure out 25 yards, and I guess we'll get ready to zero the AKs here. All right, so here's my little setup that I came up with. Basically took some, I think that's 2-inch box tubing, welded a piece of pipe to the top, made a T, wrapped it in some duct tape, and this is my shooting stand. When I'm out in the desert or up in the mountains, got a little AutoZone bucket to sit on, so you can see setting that up right there. My target's out there. This is perfect. So pretty cool little setup. I see someone, or I hear someone riding up here in a side-by-side, so I'm gonna put the camera down. All right, had third person I've seen out here in that quad. Luckily, so I am shooting across a road here, but I'm doing so in a way I can see people coming from a good ways that way, and I can see people coming from a good ways that way, and I'll be able to hear them too. So even though I am shooting across, I guess, a little road here, it is secluded enough, and there's, I mean, I've been out here for like an hour and I've seen 3 people, so yeah, hopefully no one else comes out here. He did get a kick out of it too. He like looked over and he was like smiling and shit, and I like, you know, waved at him. Of course I'm wearing my balaclava and I got my little DCU boonie on, and I'm out here in some Demon Slayer fucking sweatpants from Walmart, so you know, kind of confusing sitting here with an AK. Kind of nefarious acts we're up to, but yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and just start zeroing.
Hey, Papa Goon here. Just wanted to make a quick note that I did end up realizing that my barrel was resting on its stand. I only shot like this for this first iteration that was on camera, and I fixed it later.
All right, just saw my 4th guy on a bicycle came from that direction. Of course, I saw him out of my peripheral, immediately stopped shooting. He pulled up, stopped right there, and asked me if it was cool to cross, you know, put it on safe. He wanted to take this trail here, so I'm waiting for him to get like on the other side of the mountain before I start again. Something else that's interesting is, look at that. See if I can even find it up there. I don't know if you can hear it. There's definitely a plane up there somewhere. I don't know if the camera will pick it up at all. Sure, you can hear it, but yeah. So a couple things. Wanted to show the airplane. Wanted to show. Ran into my fourth person up here. So, you know, this as nice and cool as this is, this may end up not being a super good place to get away from people. Being that this mountain range is pretty popular, being that it's right next to a city, it may have to start venturing out further on these trips. I mean, this mountain range alone is already, you know, 10-15 minutes from my house, at least to the trail, you know, and then once you get on the trail, it's another 10-15 out here. But I may have to start venturing further, you know, like those mountains over there. I don't think that's very popular. Good thing is there's no shortage of mountains over here. So yeah, I'm getting the AK on paper right there. Well, one more thing I wanted to show too. There's these weird rocks up here. I'm trying to see if I can find one. There was one in particular I saw that was really cool. And of course now I'm gonna probably have to pause the video to find it. But I'm just gonna show, I guess, this one. If I can't even pick that one up. So there's these rocks out here that have these like veins on them. It's pretty crazy. Really cool. I did see one just right now that looks like some kind of ancient drawing of like a being or something. And I'm actually gonna take that one because that one's really fucking cool if I can find it again. Of course, now because I put it back right where I found it, I'm not gonna be able to find it again. Once I do find it here, I'll go ahead and give an update. All right, so I was doing 5-shot groups on the old Wassr. This was my last 2 rounds or 2 iterations of 5. I was a little high and right, so I brought it down and left, and I'm happy with that. Got most of them right there. I could maybe go down one more, but I'm cool with that. Very, very cool with that. All right, now that the old Wassr is zeroed, we're gonna take the Zastava M92, and I did make a mistake earlier. I called this an M90. I hope Reddit and 4chan can forgive me for my retardedness, my absolute autism. But I got the M92 out. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing zeroed as well, or confirm zero if that's all it needs. Now, forewarning, this thing is an absolute fucking hand grenade as far as concussion goes. Well, the good thing is, even if I do miss the Wendigo, if I ever have to use the M92 to fight off a Wendigo, I will... Holy shit, that thing is way off. I will hopefully discombobulate the Wendigo. Alright, so here, my elevation looks fine. My windage is way the hell off. So this is why we come out to reconfirm zero. I'm gonna move that front sight over and we'll hopefully be good to go. All right, so I got done zeroing the M92. Be honest, wasn't really too happy about the front sight post and where it ended up. It's for those of you that know AKs, the front sight post basically got pushed all the way over to one side. But whatever. It is an M92. One of the it was actually one of the first, like 10,000 that were brought in to the U.S. when they started bringing the new ones in. What was that, 10 years ago? But so anyway, they don't have a chrome line barrel, and eventually I would like to rebuild that M92, probably into like a AK 104 clone. So I figured I'll just shoot the hell out of it. I don't care. It does zero. It's just, it looks ugly. And I know. If you're worried about how a gun looks, don't get an AK. I know, whatever. I'm just being nitpicky at this point. So yeah, I do want to rebuild that into an AK 104 eventually. But in the meantime, we'll just keep shooting it. I mean, it's a good gun. Works great. I've still been out here trying to look for this fucking rock that I have no idea what I did with it. Alright, so pretty much finishing up out here. And I've been looking for this stupid fucking rock that I told you guys about. It was so crazy looking. It looked like, I don't know, ancient drawing of like some kind of creature. I don't think it was a drawing though. I think it was just naturally how the rock was formed. And I'm just gonna grab a random one here to show. This is the kind of rock, really cool looking. Almost looks like blood stains or something, or like veins or something, but they look really cool. Anyway, while I'm sitting here looking for this rock, ended up not finding it. However, let's see if I can find this other thing. There we go. Found this really cool flower. If you guys know what kind of flower that is, I guess let me know. In the meantime, I'm gonna do one more quick search of the area looking for this stupid rock, and then I'm out of here.
I didn't find the rock, but I'm going to include this picture that I used my wonderful skills to draw up on MS Paint. This is just how I remember the rock looking. I mean, I remember it having that triangular body, legs, arms, and that flat T-shaped head. Just really crazy looking rock. I may try to go find it again at some point, but probably not.